Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm just going to do some random gameplay today just to kind of show you how I do go through and play. It's probably no different than what you guys do, but figured maybe I would give it a try. Currently, right now, I am still trying to collect as many of the Neo as I can just so that I can continue to do my utility upgrades. Over in Frosty, I need at least 20,000, which I just got over, in order to upgrade another of the water towers, as I am still trying to complete all of the service upgrades over here. I do have some extras, but I am trying to save those as long as I can for when I open my next region, and this is just a long play here, trying to catch up on my services. In addition, I keep moving my fire around to have full coverage in certain areas, and it continues to move, so I'm not really putting a whole lot of effort into doing anything in this region other than road upgrades when I visit and some of the residential upgrades when I visit. And then additionally, I am also trying to go through and do the export HQs here and in Limestone, because once I hit the, I think it's 24,700 level, I can upgrade some of my hotspots in my capital city to level 8. So that just kind of goes on in the background. Green Valley, I really haven't done anything in here to help with my services or my region, or really anything, since the buildings still continue to give me the Neo coin when I need them. I haven't really put a lot of effort into spending any of my service money or upgrade time over here. I do my best to try to keep at least 8 of each of these items in my inventory. That gives me enough to pretty much do any of the exports that I need to do, in addition to upgrades for my epic buildings. And additionally, when it comes to the items here, I do my best to try to keep 50 of metal, wood, and plastic. The seeds, I do tend to try to keep 50 to 75 of those, but I make so many items. It's really hard to keep up with all of this, but I do my best. It's just kind of my routine that I go through. Here, bread, probably not going to make any of those yet. Can make some more coffee. Let's see, what am I short here? Chips. I do like to keep about 15 nails, 10 to 15 planks, and then 8 of the rest of these items here. So I'll keep an eye on that. I try to keep 15 of each of these. I'll probably just use my cheetah there, as I'll be back and forth keeping an eye on it. That's kind of where I'm at with the materials right now. And I need a couple chemicals. So we got that going on. I got about 50 minutes left to do another epic upgrade here in my capital city. Once I finish my design challenge here, as long as I get it up to the population for the bonus, I should have enough to get my star sphere, and then I need to figure out somewhere in my capital city that I can best use it. I'm guessing all of these are going to need upgraded now. That just seems to be the way they want to do everything here. What do I not have coverage with? We're abandoned because there's no power. Where is the power? I'm not going to get any chemicals there, so I'm going to redo the plan. I think I have all of my parks and landscape coverage done, so it's now trying to get to 17.5 in addition to having some sort of decent looking layout, which for the most part doesn't really matter to me because I don't really compete. But if I add road here, maybe I can add a couple more things just to get those population boosts to make this a little easier on myself to finish all of these upgrades. Oh, can I put that back here? Good. For the most part, adding trees and water to anything in your design challenge will increase your odds on getting a better score. That's why I did this little water and tree thing around the back end of my residential buildings, but since they are kind of in a holding pattern waiting for me to do upgrades, I will just go back to my city and visit there later on to finish those. I'm at 68. I'm going to take a quick look and see what is going to be needed to try to get to 100 because I have a lot of cheetahs, I have a lot of turtle tokens, I just don't have a lot of the, llamas for the silver, so if I have the opportunity to easily do that upgrade, I will, but it's not necessary. I only went to 60 because that is where one of the tasks this week required me to be, and in my opinion, it's just, having to use the salmon sandwiches, burgers, it's not worth the upgrade to me. At this time, I don't want to use the resources to do it, so I will just sit on that for the next 52 minutes and come back to it later so I can do the upgrade there. My guess is taking a look at my city. Probably this is where I'm going to put the star sphere because it's the only single area I have, and a lot of these other ones have double for coverage. I do like how that one gave me 54 up there with the boost. Some of these areas here are in the high 30s. I'll probably at least toy with it to see what kind of boost I would get or increase in my space population for boost, just to find the best place, because I think I only have 2 of them right now, and once I complete my design challenge I will have a third. So that's kind of what's going on in the capital city right now. I do think that I still have a couple of my daily tasks to complete, at least with train rides, and I have all of my trains here where I do all of my industrial and commercial upgrades and creations of my items. This is just kind of, I moved everything out of the capital city and just buried it all into one region, so it's kind of easy to get back to. My next upgrade, I need about 55,000 of the rail tokens. As you see, the Quill Road is my next upgrade, and it's not a huge upgrade, but I guess it's the next one that I can do, and I really only do these train things for the tasks, and then every now and then I'll take a quick peek to see what the daily items are. I like 250 for a microwave's pretty decent. I don't know where they get the pricing structure of this, because I think a burger is only $7.20, but yet the beef is $16.90, and it takes bread and beef and a couple other things to get to that point in order to make a burger, but I'll be happy with that. I'll probably get one more microwave. I've already collected my free one of the day, and every now and then I'll need to purchase some of these rail items just for my residential upgrades, but let's see, 600. So I got like 4 or 5 things going on right now with, collecting the Neocoin, waiting for my Epic to finish. I really needed 2 popcorn in order to do the next rows in my Frosty export headquarters. I put a little SOS out to my group to see if I could get some help, because I really don't want to quickly use the time to make 2 popcorns. So I'll wait and see if anybody can help me with that, and if not, then I'll probably just skip it. Popcorn's not an item that I typically ever make. Let's see, any assignments that I can quickly do. Like, I'm not going to do an Omega upgrade. And you see I have 28,000 tickets, so every week I can just go through and cancel some of these tasks that I want to do, in the hopes that I'll get something that is a little easier to do. I can do this upgrade homes and design challenge. That should be relatively easy, since I still need a handful of residential upgrades here. Only one of them is ready right now. Let me go back and see where my cheetahs are for my production of my items, because I do need to keep an eye on that because of how quick some of these will flow through. That'll give me 15 of those, and I will start making a couple shovels. Let me see, needles, planks. I need a lot more planks. Yeah, up here they're not real happy with me, but it's all part of the game right now. I guess a lot of people are frustrated and want to quit, and I guess if that's what they want to do, they're more than welcome to quit. To me, it's not that big of a deal. There's 2 upgrades. A long way for population still. Probably need 2 or 3 more rounds before I can add that last boost. Yeah, let's see, 216 as a boost, 198. I don't really want my city to look completely trashy when I add it, so yeah, for the most part, just add that. I got a couple holes right there I could probably add another park into if I wanted to. I don't know if I have any boosts left. See, I'm already used all of my park boosts, but we'll fill in the hole. I'm not really going for anything special here. This is just here we go. Keeping it simple. Probably do my best around the bottom of the city here just to add some more trees, because for some reason trees always equal votes. And I am really putting, as you see, little effort into just placing trees everywhere with no rhyme or reason. But for some reason I'll get more votes by doing it, so it is what it is. I guess I have to come back here in a little bit, but this is just my normal gameplay, kind of going through multitasking and trying to continue to work my way towards 17 million in my capital city. It is a very, very long grind. 16 million was a long time ago. 17 million is kind of right around the corner. And then once I hit that, there's not really a whole lot of room for growth left in my capital city. Upgrading my hotspots to level 10s might offer a little bit, but it's not going to be crazy. The biggest thing is getting more star spheres, because space is just the one area that I lack a little bit on. Who knows when they will offer those again. Hopefully during the week they'll put them somewhere where we could actually get a couple more of them, but I am not optimistic. Nothing in here looks like it's going to be a 2x2, and the Astronomy Museum is a Mayor's Pass item. Everything else here just looks big. Diesel train station went absolutely nowhere. Okay. So guys, thanks for stopping by, tuning in, just watching some of my typical gameplay. This is what I got going on now, just to kind of finish out the day. Again, I want to get that epic done in an hour, continue working on my rows, continue with the upgrades on utilities and services over in Frosty, and just the daily grind, doing it over and over again until I get to a point where I can actually finish the city over in Frosty. Let's see, I'm at 7.5 million, probably have at least 300,000 in residents that have left their homes, that once I can get services back up in all of my regions, I'll be able to bump that back up. But once I get 10, I can open my last region and start to develop that.